Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to another episode of Barbershop Talk Radio. I'm your host, Young Slim.
Young Kim.
Young Slim.
And I'm Slim. What is going on? Today is June the 8th,
yeah.
2020. Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday.
So let's get into a whole lot of craziness that happened in just 1 week.
Well, as you can see, the protests are still going on.
Yeah.
Good job. Like, I'm glad they're still going on.
Let's applaud them.
Applaud all those hardworking people out there.
Like, out there risking
their lives and their safety
their safety, as long as they're being safe with their mask and
for a better life for all of us, basically.
Yeah. Protesters out there on some Martin Luther King shit, on some Malcolm X shit. Some people want some Martin Luther King shit. Some people want some Malcolm X shit.
Yeah.
You know what? I applaud all of you. And some people are on some
sit on their couch and eat potato chips and watch it. Shit.
Yeah, that too. What's that movie called? And some people are on some purge shit.
Oh yeah, the purge. Yeah.
I applaud you.
On y'all some purge. We're just jealous that we didn't purge with y'all.
Yeah, man. I'm not hating on the purge. Like, I wish I was out there getting some stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't condone it.
I don't condone it, but I said it. A lot of those businesses that were looted were already shut down due to the coronavirus, so they weren't making any income anyway.
You guys did them a favor.
Yeah, and if you don't think that they have insurance money that's going to pay for that, all that merchandise that was taken, and basically a new store, and you don't think they're going to get money from the government, they're going to end up making out better from having their store looted than they would have.
Exactly. They were closed due to the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So let's applaud the looters.
Walmart, Target, Walmart, Target, everybody, they're going to get way more money than they were making.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
All that merchandise is going to get paid for.
Oh, this is my life's business.
It comes out of our tax dollars. Like,
oh, my God.
Who cares? Yeah.
I don't know what.
They're going to spend your.
Who cares?
They're going to
you guys were closed for 3 months.
Yeah.
Now you're getting a big old fat
insurance check. Yeah.
Insurance check.
And money from the state, too. Like,
you know what? Somebody had the nerve to tell me that insurance doesn't cover riots. Like, it doesn't even have to be a riot. I wouldn't even report it as a riot. I'm like, listen, I got robbed.
Yeah, it's a lot of merchandise. Insurance.
I got robbed. I got robbed for everything I had.
I got robbed by a sweet old lady on a motorized cart.
And I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, insurance does to cover the
robbed.
merchandise.
So
stolen merchandise.
Same thing.
That's what it is.
I don't want to hear, they don't cover riots.
No,
okay,
that's not what they're going to report it as. They're going to report it as stolen merchandise.
You got robbed. You were closed. You weren't making any money. You're probably about to shut down. Now, all you got to do is get a new window,
that merchandise is going to be replaced,
back, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, so stop your bitching. Let's applaud the rioters again, the looters. There's no way in hell that you were going to make anything.
Well, especially up there, the shoes, was it Foot Locker or the Apple store? Like, all them shits were closed. Okay, Walmart.
Foot Locker was closed.
Walmart, Target.
Walmart was
were open, but
so what?
Still, they're going to get paid for all that merchandise. They're basically going to get a whole new store.
Pretty much.
And not for nothing, but Walmart and Target can afford it.
Walmart's got more stores than McDonald's.
Yeah,
so I don't care about no Walmart or Target.
This didn't affect their pocket at all.
I do feel bad for the mom and pop shops that were closed.
Yeah.
But they were closed.
Yeah.
They were closed, And due to their, what's that, Allstate?
Yeah.
You know what that guy's name? If you got Allstate,
yeah.
you know, like, yeah.
Due to their Allstate insurance, they're now going to get paid millions of dollars.
You got Allstate. You got Allstate or Geico or...
This now kept their mom and pop business open.
Or you got the General. You got somebody in insurance. Like, so
yeah.
stop bitching.
You're not losing your store now due to the coronavirus.
You made more money off of stuff being closed because somebody took...
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and plus, let's not sit here and act like people ain't going to lie about it.
You know, the mom and pop stores are going to be like, oh, you know what, those looters and rioters, they did us a favor. They act like they were victims. They're going to act like they're victims.
I mean, they weren't victims. Let's not act like they weren't victims.
In the comforts of their own homes, they're going to be like, thank God those rioters did that because we were about to close our store.
Yeah, we didn't have enough to keep open.
We couldn't afford to.
Everything's still closed. Let's not act like everything's still not closed.
Yeah.
Everything is still closed.
Yeah.
Everything's still closed. So until they open up off this
coronavirus
pandemic, which it is, you know, like we it's Elijah. We still have to you know, just take heed that it's still a pandemic.
Yes.
And nothing's open.
Yeah.
Nothing's open.
And in the middle of this protest and riots that everyone...
No. You know what? This is beyond a protest. This is more like you could call it an uprising. An uprising.
Kind of, yeah. But in the midst of all this...
Hopefully the results that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X all wanted.
Tried for, but never got, yeah.
Or never led to see, you know.
Yeah.
Malcolm X and them, they were just fighting for... Not even I won't even say Malcolm X. I'll say Martin Luther King. He was fighting for us to be able to poop on the same potty as white people. Black people, you know, we can all be the same. But none of that shit, I mean, it happened. But at the same time, the racist part of life never stopped.
And it never did because people just
hateful. Learned how to hide it.
Yes.
Hide it better.
You know, would you say they hide it better?
They hid it better. But
it's still in the midst of all this, like, people are protesting all over the world for police brutality, and you still see the police brutality going on. Like, it's nuts.
Yo, it's on full display.
It's nuts.
It's on full display. All they do is show who they are more and more.
Cops that broke the girl's collarbone.
The
beat up the Temple student. The Philadelphia cops that beat up the Temple student.
They tased, the Atlanta cops tased this college students.
Yeah.
The Buffalo cops slammed the 75-year-old man. Pushed the 75-year-old man, and he starts bleeding out of his ear.
Horses running over people. It's just
cops running over people. Like their brutality is on full display.
Yeah. And they don't care. They're not even hiding it.
They don't.
They know people are out there with cameras recording it, and they just don't care.
Beating up the camera crew. The Australian camera crew. Like,
beating up the CNN reporters. Like, it's just not, they're not, but tear gas and innocent people. It's just
tear gas and innocent people so Trump can take a picture. The police violence is on full display. It is.
It really is.
And they really don't care.
They don't care. Like, they're not stopping. They're not watching what they're doing at all. Like, you see how much they think it's not, like, this protest is not affecting them because they just don't give a fuck.
Like, it's almost like
then you have stuff like the 75-year-old man who was pushed by them two cops and bleeding on the sidewalk. The two cops were they were charged. It was Robert McCabe and Aaron Torgowski were charged with second-degree assault. They're both released without bail and they're suspended without pay. And the whole 52-man roster of the Buffalo Police Department quit.
No, they quit their riot, whatever that riot squad was.
Yeah, the task force. They quit their task force. It's like basically like the SWAT team.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Quit.
Because they think that these guys
they should have been allowed to shove an old. They should have been allowed to shove an old Mr. Burns type figure on the ground.
Someone's grandpa.
Someone's pop.
That was somebody's grandpa that laid there bleeding on the ground, and nobody helped the man. Nobody even bothered to help the man and see if he was okay. Like that was, like you said, if that was my grandpa, I would have freaked the fuck out.
Listen, if that was my grandmom, I would have got shot by them police because I would have tried to kill him. If you put your hands on my grandmom like that,
You just don't put your hands on.
That's somebody's.
Yes.
Somebody else felt that way about that man.
That's somebody's grandpa. Yeah.
If that was my grandma, they would have to kill me because I would have tried to kill
them.
Yeah,
me too.
You gonna throw my grandma on it? No.
Where his ears?
Yeah, I'm like about to start crying even thinking about that shit. Like,
there's a puddle of blood next to the man, and nobody even bothered to check to see if he was okay. Like,
what? Nope.
There's no humanity at all.
They think they're above the law, man.
Because they've been above the law for
so
long.
They think they're above the law. They think that the law does not apply to them. They feel like they are the law, and the law does not apply to them. It's just a badge and a gun, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can kill you if they feel like it. It's all about how they write the police report.
Yeah, and they'll get away with it.
If there is no camera. Now, all of a sudden, their body cams aren't coming on.
Right.
Come on, man.
The cameras in the cop cars aren't showing
coming
anything.
On. Like, come on.
And
come on.
Almost every cop everywhere has to wear a body cam now.
I said before, the cops are the biggest gang in the United States.
Yeah, they are.
They're the biggest gang in the United States, and half of them are, more than half of them are criminals.
Their brutality
to the utmost extent of the law of being a criminal.
Oh, no doubt.
What's worse? What's the worst heinous crime you can do in this country? Murder.
Yeah.
And that's what police officers do on a daily basis
and get away with it.
No repercussions, no nothing. Just
and they still get to keep their job, and they go home and they sleep just fine that night because you know why? They got a thug off the street. Yeah, according to that, that's what they. That's how they. But actually, in reality, they are the thugs on the street. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's add the beard god, Lord Beard, my Lord Beard, the beard god. Yo, what's up, Elijah? What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Thank you for taking this time with me, man. Where do we even start, bro?
Problem.
Where do we even start, bro? I want to take your. I want to hear. What do you? First of all, where do you stand with this whole protest, the whole George Floyd thing, the whole everything that's going on in the United States right now? This is the craziest thing I've seen since. I thought the coronavirus was the nuttiest thing, but this is definitely the craziest. Not the craziest thing, but this is like the biggest impactful thing that has happened during my lifetime What say you?
You think so? You talking about the George Floyd thing?
Yes, the protest the way that it touched everybody. I don't think we've seen anything bigger than this.
It probably is up there. I look at it like this, man. Like I've been listening to y'all before, right? And I think that it's crazy to say this, but I think the white man is doing his job. I think that they do things in the media with what they report in the news and the images that they put out there to play on people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, she was at a march yesterday out in Sicklerville protesting and stuff, and I saw that. A lot of people are rallying and they upset, and people are in their emotions and their feelings and stuff like that. And some people have the right to be that way, but this isn't anything that's new. This has been happening since before we were born. You know what I'm saying? As far as the police brutality, as far as the things that, cops have been putting minorities and black people through. I mean, when I look at the George Floyd thing, it reminds me of Spike Lee's image in Do the Right Thing with Radio Raheem. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. I had a guy that was older guy reached out to me today, and he asked me, do I think that NWA's Fuck the Police is the proper song to define what's going on now in the world? And I said, yeah. I said, actually, that's the beauty of that song because it's timeless. What was going on in 1988, 86 is still happening in 2020. The things that those guys went through back then is still happening now. It's just that now it's being recorded. Now there's camera phones. Now there's the internet. You know what I'm saying? See, back then you didn't have the technology that you have now. So these aren't things that that aren't new. These are things that are just being exposed more. I think my issue during the time of all of this exposure of things that we as black people have already known has been happening to us and that we've been going through is the ignorance of some black people and even some white people who are ignorant enough to actually believe that just because times have changed and there's more interracial couples, interracial relationships, and all that other stuff, whatever, we've had a black president, that racism does no longer exist, because that right there is not true at all. I don't think or know if racism will ever go away or ever die. I think that prejudice is something that plays a part in being racist, and I think prejudice is always going to be here, but I think that when it comes down to racism and one race feeling like their race is more superior than another race or whatever, I don't know what the cure is to end that, or how we can possibly end that. See, a lot of people thought that because people's grandmothers or grandfathers or great-grandmothers or great-grandfathers, taught them and brought them up into understanding and knowing about hate, that because those older folks died off, that it wouldn't get passed along, or that somewhere it was stopped, somewhere in the bloodlines or whatever. And it's just like you don't have to have KKK members in your family to be racist. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't. I don't have a definition for it, or why all of these years after all of the things we've been through, we still get treated the way that we get treated. But what I do think is this is a rude awakening. It's a rude awakening right now, not only for the cops, but for white America to know that this isn't okay. You know what I'm saying? This is not okay. We're in a new age. We're in the age of the millennials, and the millennials are quick to hop on the phone and send something, emails, videos, all this other stuff. And with this digital era, information is getting passed so quickly. So, they can orchestrate and put together a march or protest in a matter of minutes, a matter of hours. You know what I'm saying? Just with the abilities that they have, as were back in the day, it was a lot, tougher. It was tougher. You had to phone people. You had to, send letters and stuff to say flyers. That, on flyers and stuff like that. We're going to be organizing a march and stuff like that. Now you shoot out a couple emails, some text messages, and it is what it is, with the social media platforms that we have today. But I think that it's a lot of things that they're throwing in our face and they're using the media. I think that the coronavirus thing, because I was listening to what you were saying about that, I think a big part of the coronavirus is a fucking joke. I'm not saying I don't think the virus didn't exist, and I'm not saying I don't think that people died, but I think the issue I have with it is there's nobody to challenge the numbers that they report. It's easy to say, oh, well, there's 100,000 new cases or there's 20,000 new cases, but who challenges this? You know what I'm saying? What you have to understand is that the coronavirus thing is a play on fear. Fear is the first step to control. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at this Floyd situation, this situation made people forget about coronavirus. Say, fuck that virus. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the virus is happening. We're supposed to be in the house and we're supposed to be quarantined, but yet and still, even with a coronavirus, that virus could not stop racism. It could not stop social injustice. It could not stop the people who are here to protect and serve and mainly protect us. It could not stop them from still killing us. And it's not just one thing that's happening, or a case that happens every once in a while. This stuff is happening every day. And the thing about it, when people, when you say those names, the Sandra Bland's, the Eric Garner's, all these different people, these are just the situations that were videotaped. These are just the situations that were reported. You know what I'm saying? It's so many situations that happen all the time that go unspoken about. So it makes it makes you really wonder, like, why is it that nothing has been changed? Even though we've had a black president, when he was in office, this shit was happening. And it's like he didn't do anything to help change any laws or anything, even if they said, because it's not just the fact that they're killing us or they're using police brutality against us. It's the fact that they're not being punished for their crimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're not being held accountable. That's the problem. And another thing I hate is when other black people or even white people try to say, oh, well, black people kill black people all the time and this and that. And it's like they're two separate issues. The difference is if Leroy shoots JoJo, you know what I'm saying, and he gets caught, he goes to fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
That's what I said.
If Officer Williams kills a black man, he gets demoted, he gets desk duty, and he gets a vacation. Might even get transferred. And in the worst case scenario for him is he ends up doing security at some damn titty bar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like at the end of the day, when do people realize that black people in America aren't going to continue to do this? You know what I'm saying? They're not going to continue to deal with this. I think that the problem is that there's no answer for how to react and how to attack the situation other than being violent. So I don't agree with people, tearing up and burning down, their own communities and stuff like that. But I understand. The built-up frustration. I understand where this comes from. It's kind of like, what do you expect? But at the same time, people have to start getting a little bit smarter, and they have to see the writing on the wall that there's a much bigger agenda that's in play, because when you destroy your own communities and you destroy your local businesses that may have already been struggling, first and foremost, you're opening the gateway for gentrification to now come into your area and for you to get wiped out of there anyway. So they're going to wipe you out not only physically with these actions, but they're going to wipe you out financially. So I think that these type of situations are bringing black people together, is bringing people, not even just black people, because when you look at these protests and you look at even with the rioting and the looting, you're not just seeing black people out there. You're seeing white people. No. You're seeing Hispanic. I've seen some Asians. Like you're seeing a lot of different people that are coming together. So I think that, it's sad, but I feel like, this tragedy has created a lot of unity amongst people. You know what I'm saying? Amongst people. I'm watching people.
You know what you're seeing, Elijah? You're seeing Americans, no color, Americans. We're all Americans, and America is sick and tired of this cop nonsense, this police brutality. They're sick of it.
But I also agree with what he said.
It's American. When I look at the news, I don't say, there's 10,000 white people, and there's 5,000 white. No, I see Americans fighting for what's right. You know what I'm saying? I see we're all brothers and sisters, man, and that's what we're doing. That's what I see when I see the protest, man. I seen the Sicklerville one in Sicklerville, the march down. I seen a march, and I'm like, yes. I seen black and white people. You know what I saw? Americans. That's what I saw. Americans fighting for what's right against the people, bro.
But I also agree with them. I said this to you many times. I just don't see an end to it, because no matter what happens, there's going to be racist people. You can fire every cop in the world, and they'll just hire new racist cops. It's just people are people, and they're just.
What people gotta understand is this. There's a video that I actually have on my YouTube channel. There's a black man that's breaking down what blacks in America need to do and how they, can fight back. And it's not just about, rioting and looting and stuff like that. It's very informative. In fact, Jeff, I'll send it to you. But one of the things that he was breaking down was saying how the Jewish community is the things that happen to blacks in the black community when it comes down to cops and stuff like that, they can't get away with that with the Jewish community. And the reason why is because the Jewish community created an infrastructure where they invest in themselves and they invest in their community and they invest in being part of the media. They invest in being part of entertainment. They invest in being part of the legal system and the judicial system, where they tell you the best lawyers are Jewish lawyers. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're going to get into entertainment, you got to get a Jewish lawyer. If you get into legal trouble, you got to get yourself a Jewish lawyer or whatever. So they invested in that way. When it comes down to black
stereotype, man, Jewish lawyers,
it's somewhat a stereotype. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, they have invested back into their community. Think about it. You can go to a Jewish bank, right? You can.
Yeah,
you got the Jewish law firms. You know what I'm saying? They have a well built infrastructure. There's Jewish media. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may not be advertised as Jewish media, but we know this, whatever. So now let's look at the black community. How many black banks we have in New Jersey? You know?
You said that. Yeah, there's not many.
Yeah.
We have one. We have one.
I've never seen one
in New Jersey. There's
one. A black bank in New Jersey?
Newark. There's a blank bank in Jersey. Exactly. There's one in the whole state. This is what I'm talking about. We have to figure out ways to be able to build ourselves up from within so we can attack from within. We have to get more involved in certain things. Like my wife has been doing FaceTime meetings with the chief of police for Gloucester Township and trying to get put on a board where we can figure out a way to get the police to have a better relationship with the actual people in the community, where we know these officers on a first name basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that people aren't doing. These are the things that people haven't been doing. And it's not saying that if you just do this one particular thing that is going to be enough, but it's a start. You see what I'm saying? It's a start. Right. I don't feel as though a lot of these police officers are even from the places that they're policing. You see what I'm saying?
I applaud them.
I don't feel as though I don't feel as though a lot of these police officers are from the place that they're policing. I do know in certain police departments there are cops that police areas where they're from. In Winslow Township, I know there's police officers that are from Winslow Township. You know what I'm saying? That are working for. I know in Chislehurst, which is a small area, I know that there are cops that are from that area. So they know people. They might pull you over and say, "Oh, I know your mom. I went to high school with your aunt," or "I remember, who your grandma was," or whatever. I think that that's the type of policing that we need to get back to. I think that what's happening is you have a lot of young guys who used to be bullied and beat up in high school back in the day, and I think that they get that badge and that gun and they lose their mind. I also think, going back to what I was saying about the Jewish community, and how they invest in their own and create their infrastructure, I think that the whites, mainly the supremacists, the KKK members and stuff like that, I think that they've gotten smart enough to start saying, you know what, we need to do the same thing. And you have judges, you have police officers, you have COs, like correctional officers, that are all from those type umbrellas, and that is what they're doing. And I feel like a lot of them are all connected. So it's I don't want to call it a secret society, but at the end of the day, they're in cahoots with each other. You see what I'm saying? And it's because they have the strength in numbers. I just read up on I forgot the young man's name, but I remember the case a couple years ago. Black guy had got a black kid. He died. It was very mysterious. They found him rolled up in like a gym mat in high school, whatever, and his organs was missing. And I was reading about it today. I remember it happening a couple years ago. Then it kind of went away. And they were saying how the black kid was sleeping with this white girl, and they set him up. The white girl slept with him, and her boyfriend's supposed to have beat him to death. And then they somehow took him to the school and rolled him up in the mat. And the white kid's dad was a top guy for the FBI. So he got his organs and stuff removed. They had like his fingernails or fingerprints or something was removed, so they would not be able to determine the actual cause of death or the time of death or something like that. And they were just saying how they removed the footage from the school, and like it was just a big cover up. And these type of things happen all the time. You see what I'm saying? These type of things happen all the time, and we have to really stop being naive and stop thinking that these type things can't happen to us, or not even just us, but our children. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people think that, everything is, holding hands and everything is cool. Like, my son, he's about to be 8 years old. And one thing I had to explain to him early is, you go to school and you're with you're with these kids most of the day and this and the third, but all these kids aren't your friends. Like, they're not. Like, all of these kids aren't your friends, and it's crazy that you have to teach your kids this at such a young age, but they're not. Like, everybody's not. Everybody, yeah, this is my friend. This is my friend. No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know this kid. This is just, this is your classmate, and that's cool. Everybody's not your friend, and I think that what happens is kids grow up and they have that mentality, and then it kind of blinds them. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these kids today, they're not as they're smart, but they're not as smart. It's like they're book smart, but a lot of them aren't street smart. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them aren't aware of the dangers and things like that. Because, like, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for myself. Like, I was coming up, I remember my mom, my grandma used to tell me, when you go out, you gotta watch your surroundings. Make sure nobody's following you and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like people are crazy. They'll try to snatch you up and stuff like that. And it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of crazy people out here, but at the same time, you have people who will befriend you just to try to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame. The world that we live in.
Hold up. I'm gonna add two more people. They want to react to what you're saying. Shit. My boy Josh and my boy Sean. Josh, Sean, you guys are on. Welcome to Barbershop Talk Radio.
The Beard God.
We're on with the Beard God. You guys been hearing. So, Josh, I seen that you want to react to what he was saying. So, go ahead, Josh.
So, anyway, hey, my name's,
Hold up. Take it off the speaker. Take it off the speaker.
There's too much back noise.
Too much background noise.
That's Sean's thing. Hold on. Is it the same?
That's better.
No, it's not. Hold up. I'm gonna mute Sean.
All right, so, hold up. First off, I'll just give you a little back preface.
Too close.
I'm from up there. I've been down here for how long?
He's in North Carolina, so you know.
Yeah. So how I look at everything is, yes, everything is definitely time to be handled. But how it's going, there's always been a thing whether you go into, like, politics, divide and conquer. The more you divide people, the easier it is for other people to rule you. And that's how things are going right now. Like, I literally live right next to Rayford, North Carolina, where everything just happened this weekend. And I'm very, very, very privileged enough to have friends, who I call close friends. I don't know how to put it. Like, grown up together, have seen both sides. And the more things go bad, the worse, this is going to sound so bad. Basic line is education breaks it down. So you can have, anything you want. Like what y'all just said a minute ago, what everybody knows, education breaks it down. People are doing things. What you don't understand is when you do this stuff, it's taken everybody, and more so black society to have businesses down here, up there. And when you break into those businesses and you're putting them back, it's not making a point. It's creating more of a problem than you can see right now. It's definitely proven a point to people that are trying to make it a point. Like you're trying to segregate everything. You're trying to make things. This is that. This is so and so. This is not educated or educated. This is Republican or Democrat. It's definitely making a bigger problem. But I don't want to say it's bigger problem, but it's making the bigger problem.
So Josh, hold up. You're talking about the loot. So you're talking about the looting? Is that what you're talking about?
Looting
businesses. Listen, these businesses are anyway.
Hold up. First up, if you want to get back to the basics, I was getting kind of in definition. Yes, everything does need to be protested. It's by far. Come on now, 100%, of course. But now you're taking away from the small businesses. You're not taking away from, Sears. You're not taking away from Kohl's. You're not taking away from Walmart. When you have small businesses, black or white, that have tried their entire lives to get that, that don't have insurance, that don't know exactly what's going to happen.
You shouldn't have a business if you don't have insurance. You should not have a business if you don't have insurance. In the store.
Yes, you should not. But guess what happens, man?
If you don't, you shouldn't have a business if you don't have insurance.
People that have businesses know that on goodwill. You think people out here on Hook Mills Lake?
They got liability.
Okay. I get with it.
You're talking about we sell hay bales. We sell round bales and hay bales and sweet seed, fucking horse feed. What are you talking about? We sell a $60 a round bale of fucking hay. Come on. You can't be throwing shit into somebody and in their window when we all work together down here for that. You can't. Yes, we're not fucking Walmart. We're not fucking Sears. We're not fucking JCPenney, and we're not these big giant fucking places.
Well,
I get it.
I mean, and I totally understand where you're coming from. And you're absolutely right. I think that I don't personally agree with all of the writing, but I think you got to look at it like this, right? You got a lot of different frustrations that all have been a melting pot. You got people who've been in the house for months. You got people who've been out of work for months. You know what I'm saying?
3 months.
For months. 3 months. So let me see. March, April, May, June. It's about 4 months to be exact. Because I know here everything shut down March 15th. March 15th, everything shut down in New Jersey. So you're looking at about 4 months. You see what I'm saying? So now you got people who've been out of work for 4 months. So now that's 4 months worth of bills. That's 4 months worth of rent. That's 4 months worth of car notes. All of that stuff. 4 months of not knowing. 4 months of not knowing how much when your next check is coming from. Everybody hasn't got unemployment, and that little $1,200 stimulus check that you got, that wasn't nothing.
It's
you know what I'm saying? If you got it. So you have those frustrations. On top of that, you have the media pumping in your face every day about this virus, about how many people are dying. So now you got people that are scared. You got people who are paranoid in their own homes. You got people who are depressed. You know what I'm saying? You got people who can't go to the barbershop or to the salons to get their hair or their nails done or any of this stuff. Then you have the cops killing people. Especially black people, because we're not going to talk about anybody that's not black that's been getting killed, because the cops are killing whites too. But that stuff doesn't get advertised. So if I'm somebody who hasn't worked and hasn't made any money, and I'm already stressed, I'm already depressed, I'm already paranoid, then I have to watch these images all the time. And I say, you know what, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to protest, I'm going to rally, whatever the case may be. All right, cool. Some people are going out there and they're rallying and they're protesting because they're really about the cause. But we're not going to also act like that there aren't plants in these different cities, in these different towns where these protests are happening at, that are put there by cops, that are put there by government people to sit up there and smash things up to get other people riled up. I'm not making any excuses for the people that stole from wherever you work at or anything like that. But everybody that's riding and looting. Yeah, yes, there are people that are instigating. There are people that are instigating because they want to instate martial law. They want chaos. To sit up there and cause chaos and anarchy out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel for the small businesses. I work for a small business. I'm a barber. You know, I haven't been able to work at my job in the last 4 months. You see what I'm saying? So, and there's been protests, there's been marches, stuff like that.
Haircut in the garage 2 days ago.
Yeah, listen, I've been cutting everywhere. I done cut people at hotels. I done cut on balconies. Like, listen, I'm still going to work. You gotta get I understand where you're coming from, but what you have to understand is when you have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in this whole country that are frustrated and that are tired, they're going to lash out. And honestly, it's a shame that, you know, some of the small guys, you know, have to, fall into that. But it comes with the territory because some people don't know any other way. Some people don't know casualties of war. Exactly. Some other people just don't know any other way.
You're 100% right about it. You're 100% right about it. There's that. You know how we always have to say, all right, you can't have guns because that 1%. You can't have this because that 1%. Well, the 1% is making it worse. That 1% is taking it for a reason to be assholes. You know,
you got some people. You got some people out here who are just you know, taking advantage of the situation. They don't give a damn about the cause, and I definitely understand that. But I also feel as though
out here, it's 100%. Like I mean, I don't want to like turn it into like anything, and you take me for like the wrongness, but you know. Definitely 100% something needs to be done, but how you know you cannot condone bad behavior for shit that you really strongly feel. You know, you cannot have somebody ruining what you're saying. You cannot have somebody else. You can't have your best friend come in and say, all right, I feel this strongly. Well, guess what? My dumb fucking friend over here is going to come in and fucking ruin it. No, no, you can't do that. You know, you have to be strong about it, and no matter what, this is going to be a very, very, very hard uphill battle, regardless.
Yes, agreed.
Regardless of anything.
It's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of people who are not going to be able to bounce back from just the corona part of it when it comes down to business. And what then there's going to be people who aren't going to be able to come back based on the rioting and the looting. But for most of the businesses that got hit or whatever, they weren't open anyway. So it's like they're losing out, but they already were losing out. So it's not making it acceptable, but for the bigger businesses, for the foot lockers and foot actions,
losing out and you're not able to pay your insurance money. And shit happens. What happens? You're not able to put food on the table for your kids. You're not able to put food on. Well, you're not able to do shit, and you're going to lose even more money. You're going to go bankrupt. You got to put out your bank. You know, it's like I'm saying, it's not a big business.
But this is what you also got to understand, though, right? And this is where the wake up call comes in at. If people was willing to run in these businesses the way they did, not giving a damn. What makes you think that if this shit continues, they won't run in your house next?
Exactly.
Because you got to look at it. You got to look at it like this, right? They're not working. They got, just like you said, they got to feed their family. They got to put food on the table some type of way. So if the country is shutting down and the country is telling me I can't go to work, the country is telling me that I can't leave my house, the country is telling me that, you know, I can't do this, I got to be in the house by a certain time, I got a curfew, or whatever the case may be, you have this riot, or you have these protests. You have these protests.
And I got you.
you have these protests. You have these protests. Of course, there's going to be some fools that get out the house for the first time in months, and they say, well, shit, you know what? I ain't working anyway. Let me go bust this door open. Let me go grab some sneakers, or let me go grab, some cell phones or some shit like that and try to sell them and make some money.
Exactly what I just said. Education. You have to know how to do things. You have to know, it all goes back to that, man. Like, what do you want to argue?
This is what I wish. This is what I wish about the looting. I wish that instead of people looting sneaker stores or cell phone stores, I wish that they looted more Lowe's. They looted more Home Depots. They got tools. They got gardening stuff or whatever. I wish that they looted more gun shops. You know what I'm saying? So they could arm themselves or whatever, because it's definitely going to get more serious. I believe this is just the beginning. I think that more things that would be of use is what I would have loved to have seen people looting if they were going to loot and they were going to steal. I don't need to see any men running into damn Rainbow stealing women's jeans. What the fuck are you doing women's jeans? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that people were stealing that made no sense. And I'm not going to put my man's name out there because I'm not about incriminating nobody, but I went to somebody's house yesterday. They had fucking goddamn car batteries. They had antifreeze. Like, what the fuck did you do? Loot a damn AutoZone? Like, it was like, yo, I got speakers. I got car batteries. I got antifreeze. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't need any fucking speakers, but I might need a thing of antifreeze. Like, it's one of them things where I don't condone it. But due to the circumstantial situations, I can understand. You know what I'm saying? I can understand, because when you get put in a position where your back is against a wall and you have kids and you have a family and you're trying to, you don't know what to do, you're going to 9 times out of 10 resort to something illegal. This is why most people sell drugs.
Yes.
Hold up.
You gotta put
one thing I hope that, you know what, I don't know if you're right and you don't know if you're right, but I hope when you're saying you think this is just the beginning.
I agree.
Listen, if the people of America, African American and just America, do not get changed after this show of protest and violence, if we do not get changed now. Not this is just the beginning. No. If we do not get changed after all this, it's never going to happen.
I agree that this is just the beginning. I do not think this is...
If they do not change it, if they do not change things with the police and not being held accountable...
They're not changing it.
And then the brutality and the murders, if they're not being held accountable...
It's going to come down.
Listen,
if this show of being united and protesting and rioting and looting does not change something, then it'll never change.
What do you mean? It's been over a week now. Nothing has changed.
It takes time.
No.
It takes time.
So you want these people to be out there every day for the next 6 months for something to change?
No. I want somebody to put a bill in the
I can walk out my driveway right now and sit on a wheat bale.
Okay, and
it still has some market. Still have to sell it. It's the only thing that's different from here than Philly or Baltimore.
Hey, Jeff. What it's going to come down to is this, right? It's going to come down to when they do this trial, right? And if these officers aren't prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and if they walk, it is going to be World War III in this country. Now, that's only one part. That's only one part. You still have the fact that we're in a phase where in certain parts of this country, certain things are opening up little bit by little bit. You know what I'm saying? From restaurants, businesses, stuff like that. So it's slowly trying to get back on track. What I personally believe, and I believe this since the start of this, I believe that they are going to open everything back up. And I think that, going back to the media, I believe we live in a 10-day nation. I believe that something big happens, and I believe that 10 days from when it initially happens, something else happens to take the attention away from that. People fail to realize that this year Kobe Bryant died. A lot of people forgot about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Coronavirus happened, and I'm going to be honest with you, the last week people have forgot about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the impact of the fear of the virus, it doesn't impact people the way that it did because everybody's mind is on these riots and these protests and stuff like that. In another week, there will be another situation that'll happen. They announced they're going to have the NBA come back July 21st. There's different things that they do with the media to manipulate the minds of people, and they cause distractions. Harvey Weinstein. It came out that he was being prosecuted. He was getting time or whatever. And what happened 2 hours later? 2 hours later, they said the NBA was getting shut down. You totally forgot about Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that they do, and they've been doing this for a very long time. So I think that it's really going to come down to what happens with this trial. What's going to happen with these officers? Are they going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent? But then you also have to look at what's going on in this country as far as what's being open, what's being shut down. And I give it by October, November, they're going to shut the country back down because they're going to say, oh, we've opened everything up too soon. There's 400,000 new cases of corona, and there's no damn body around to challenge that. And then they're going to try to insert the fear into the people and tell them that we have to go back in the house, and this time is going to last 6 months to almost a year. And people are going to have to ask themselves, are they going to be able to do it? Are they going to be able to adjust? Are they going to be able to handle being out of work again? As far as businesses go, businesses are already losing. Some businesses already announced that they're going into bankruptcy, that they're not going to be able to come back. You know what I'm saying? Some businesses, the banks are trying to sit up there and get them to do the crazy interest loans. Yeah, we'll give you $30,000, $35,000 for missing work, and you can pay your employees, and you can get back up and running. But we got this crazy high interest rate, so you're going to either file bankruptcy or we're going to own you any damn way. So at the end of the day, you got to follow the money. You got to follow the money, and you got to look at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, when you look at Trump in this situation, he's winning. Why? Because he has no competition. His competitors cannot really compete against him because he cut the cash flow off. Nobody can invest in these dudes to campaign against him because the country been shut down. So what happens if you open the country up for 4 months, and then by the time we get right before election, the end of October, beginning of November, they come out with these numbers, and you have to shut the country down again.
Who said that? And then he's stuck as president.
You got the first galactic empire.
And he's stuck as president.
And he's stuck as president. Yeah, hold on, Elijah. Hold up 1 second. Hold up 1 second. Let's see what Sean's got to think.
Sean's talking in the background, so keep muting him.
Sean.
Yeah.
What you think, bro?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I agree with I don't even know who else is on here, but
that's
Elijah. That's Elijah, the beard god. Go to his channel. And he owns
subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube. He owns his own battle rap league.
God.
The beard god.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with that.
So he's one of our brethren. But go ahead.
All right. Well, I agree with him about this is that this once the trial or whatever the fuck they're gonna do about this, once that happens, if the cops aren't held accountable for this, what we're seeing now ain't gonna be. It's not even gonna compare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not even going to compare. Everything's gonna go. This country is gonna go up in fucking flames if that happens. So I don't agree with much of anything. I don't agree with the looting, but I kind of understand it. I don't agree with I can barely even go on Facebook anymore because it's like there's so many people that are even though you guys are talking about unity. Like there ain't never been not one racist anything in my body, and so many of the white people and the black people that I grew up with in Winslow Township, they
Stop.
My bad.
Yeah,
Hold on. I had to let you. Go ahead. My bad.
It's just I think it's showing unity, but so many people are even dividing more because, like you said, it's supposed to be Americans. Like as Americans, we all need to come together and make sure that things are done right. But I don't think anything can ever be done exactly how we all want it to be done because the motherfuckers with money. Like look at President Trump. Like I'm not a politic guy or whatever. I don't support Trump. I don't hate Trump, but he says whatever the fuck he wants to say, whenever he wants to say, because he's got money and he can do it. And
he's president.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. You can't he can do it and get away with it, but at least he's being honest about his views or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I mean, but it's all about money in this country. The money is what rules. And that's
right. I agree with what Elijah said, that it is like media driven, so it's only a matter of time before everybody's attention is drawn onto something else that happens somewhere else in the world. Like first it was.
It's gonna take something huge. It's gonna have to take something really big to deflect. Because
if you watch the news now, they're not even talking about the protests anymore. They're not talking about the protests.
But it's still happening.
It's still happening. But they're not talking about it.
The reason I think so is because I think the media was given orders to stop covering the protests.
No, but then he's right. He said about the coronavirus. Now they're trying to scare people that
with the coronavirus again.
Yes.
Corona.
So there's going to be an outbreak from all of these protests going on. So go back in your house and stop protesting because there's going to be a major outbreak.
Because what they did was they felt like once the officers were charged that everything was going to stop and everybody can go home and eat apple pie and sweet potato pie.
Donald Trump just painted Black Lives Matter in the street, and that was
I painted Black Lives Matter in the middle of the street.
And that was enough,
They thought it would be enough, but it's not enough because the people, the American people,
want change.
The American people want change, and we're not going to sit here and just take your fucking your bait and your little arrest. What about the girl that got shot? What about Rihanna? What about Aubrey? What about everybody else? That's what we want. We want it changed. You're not going to just give us an arrest and act like that's good enough. That's not good enough.
We want cops to be held accountable.
A law where cops are stripped of power
and held accountable
for their actions of violence, and that's it.
And the crimes they commit.
Yes. That's it. Once that happens, but they think they can just give us an arrest and act like it's going to go away.
It's not going to go away. If they commit a crime like a civilian, they should be sentenced like a civilian.
It's not going to go away. Hold up. Let's run the hold on, Elijah and Sean. We're going to run that